What's up, Amy? How are you? How are you doing? This is the Ask Me Anything segment. People were talking to me earlier on, and I was trying to make sure I answered your questions the best way I could. And I decided to get my guitar, so just in case you ask me guitar-related questions. Andrew, what's up? What's up, Andrew? Yes, sir. How you doing, Amy? Thank you so much. I'm much better. Much better. So we started a segment. I might as well say this while people are still getting in. We started a segment entitled Learn That Song. And for $9.99, you can request that I film a song. We have one in the kitty right now. We got a bunch of them getting ready to load in. You can always go and look at the catalog, and I will make sure I post the catalog so you can go see a song. If you want to learn how to play that song, then cool, no problem. You can download, I'll send you the link and everything, and then that way you can, at your own pace, learn that music. But some people were asking some questions about the number system and stuff like that, and I wanted to have my guitar, so when we talked about like the number system, I could give you a visual or at least an audible idea of what that kind of stuff sounds like. You guys ask me some questions. I want to hear you ask me something. Or at least tell me where you're viewing from. I see Amy. This says 8 people are on there, but I don't see their names. So, the number system in the key of A. So, the 5th fret is A. Hopefully you guys can see. That is the first full octave of the A scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A, right? Amy, hold on, I got you. So, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the 5 of A would be E. That's a regular E chord. The 5 sounds like this, or so if we're playing in A, F sharp, that is. That's the 6. That would be the 2. 5. Or you can also play this. That, I won't do that. But that is the 2, which is a minor. So A is 1, that's 6, that is the 2, and then This is the 5. Or hopefully that's not too advanced. 1 is the A. 6 is F sharp. F sharp. Then 1, 2. Or I played it this way, which is the 2. 1, 2. And then the 5. So it depends. This one is an add 9. This is shaped like a minor 11, but it's still a positive. You can play like this too, which is like a 9 sus. I call it the Christmas tree chord. So watch. The 1 could be this chord. It could be that chord. It could be, you could play that as the 1, which is an A9 sus. You could play A major 7. I often substitute that chord for this chord as the 1. It should be a major 7 or I'm sorry, a minor 7 or minor 9, but I play a minor 11. Okay? Somebody asked me what was 5th fret if you're using the 7 sharp 5, the 6/9 chord. 5th fret, sharp 5, sharp 9, or flat 9 sounds like this. A sharp 9, so that's the key of D. That's D. If you use it in a 6/9 context, if you use it in a 6/9, if you're doing the so if you're using that minor chord, absolutely. Chords are like words. Remember that. Remember that chords are like words. So the more chords you know, or I just use the triad instead of the full minor 9. Or it's the same thing. So I used a D7 sharp 9 instead of the minor 9, the 6/9 chord. I used this. Or I use a flat 5 as the 1. Ooh, I hope you guys can see that. I'm using a flat 5 as the 1. That's a flat 5 on fret, starting at fret number 9 on the 5th string. So it started out this way, minor 9, a D minor 9, right? really, really, really funky, you can do a D7 sharp 9. Or you can use that's all still the 1. I'm still on the 1. If you got your guitar, get it out. Let's do it. Get your guitar out. Let's go. Still on the 1 in the key of D. In the key of D. Yep. In the key of D. Here we go. So I just slid from the 4th fret to the 5th fret. This is a D minor 9 or 6/9. Middle finger on the 5th fret, on the 5th string. Pointer or the number 1 finger on the 4th fret of the D string. And then your ring finger is going to hold down 3, 2, and 1. Don't graduate yourself too early. Make sure that chord sounds as good as it should before you go further. I'd hate for you to be in church and you're not really doing that, okay? Sometimes playing less is much better. I could do it all day. I could do that all day. But if I want a different one, I'll switch it up. 7 sharp 9. Another way. So this chord is an F sharp 7 flat 5. It looks like a diminished chord. It looks like a diminished chord except for it's rooted on the 5th string instead of being rooted on the 4th string. Okay? Can y'all hear me? I'm funking on the 1 today. Okay? That's still the 1. That's still the 1. That's still the 1. That's still the 1. The way you form this chord, it's a 9 sus chord. The way you form it, let's do it somewhere where you can kind of see it. So I'm in the key of A, but we're going to go back to D. Sorry. So your ring finger is going to be on the 5th fret on the 4th string, and then it's going to stair step down. 3rd string is going to be your middle finger on the 4th fret. Your pointer is going to be on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret, and your pinky is going to be on the 5th fret, just like your thumb coming over the neck. That can also be substituted as a 1 chord. Yeah, we're doing that right now. So my wife's in the background singing, right? So she was singing, "Bless that wonderful name of Jesus." Anybody's church, y'all sing that song? Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Oh, bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name. So let's slow down, let's funk it. Bless that not changed chords. One chord took me that far in the song. Bless that one name of Jesus. Bless that one name of. You could do that in church tomorrow, and everybody's having church. Everybody's having church. You can do that tomorrow, and everybody's having church. Bless that one name of Jesus. So that's the church version. Okay. Let's keep it all on the 6/9 chord because we were like funking on the 1. Okay, that's really, really fast, but I would love to just keep it simple. Let's just funk on the 1. Everybody get your guitar. Here's another song, it ain't gospel, but get up on the dance floor. Everybody get up. Same thing. So then, I don't know why my phone is tripping. Then I go to, that's still the 1. And all I'm moving is my pointer at the top of that chord is just going down 1 fret. Absolutely. Joel, James Brown, all day. Too many James Brown songs are built off that. Too many people, too many songs. We're gonna take it out. Nick, what it do? What it do? Or. And that's really, or. That's that flat 5. I don't know why my phone looked dark on my end. Can y'all still hear me? Is everything still cool? Everything still cool? So let's put it in a church context. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Y'all can get that. Let's do it right there. Let's do it right there. Bless that wonderful name of. Let's just do that. God is a good God. Yes, He is. Then I'll go. Sorry. Oh, here's my chord. I can hear it in my head. Good. So I do this is a sus chord. Okay, so God is a good God. Did y'all get it? Did y'all see it? I hope you saw it. Did you get it? Let's slow it down. 1, 2, 3, and God is a and literally the climb is we're starting on D. So the first move to make that chromatic climb is a whole step, half step, half step. So it's 4 steps, but they're half steps after the first whole step. D, E, F sharp, F, G. Okay. So then the move that I made that's extra, what we're going to do is compile a bunch of chords in that same progression. So I literally just barred everything on 10 except for 6. And then I hammered on with my middle finger on the first string on the 12th fret. Okay. Then I walk down every other fret back to the beginning of the phrase. God is a good God. Y'all come on, grab your guitars, let's go. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be extra special. You got to be determined and dedicated. I need to take off my hat because I'm sweating now. All right? So, in essence, we're going to the 4. We're going to the 4. Which would be G, right? It's the 4. It's G. It's G. So God is a good God. All I did was move to the 4. You can play it. You can play a minor 9 as the 4. You can play a major as a 4. Play a 9 sus as the 4. This is getting really good to me. This is getting really good to me. Hold on. On the first chord, Martin on that first chord on this one. So that's a 6-9. That's an A, that's a D, 6-9. So my middle finger, I'm gonna come in just a little bit closer. This way. My middle finger is on the 5th string in the 5th fret. My pointer's on the 4th fret on the 3rd string. And my ring finger is holding down strings 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then you can slide that up. To the 4, which is G. And I'm playing the triad of G. I'm not playing the whole. I'm playing. Don't talk about my guitar. I love this thing. I love this thing. Who is that? John. I love this thing. Which is G. I'm playing a triad. Oh, G, because it's the 4 off the D scale. Somebody asked earlier, how do you know the number system? It's just scale degrees. The young black musicians, they're calling numbers. The older musicians would call the chord. So, I know God is a good God. Yes, He is. So, from that first degree to get to the 4, you make a whole step and then half steps. Okay. So we played the 1 several places. This is a 1. This is a 1. This is a 1. You could also play. So it's a 6/9 chord, but it's on strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it's the same shape, just moved down 1 string. But it has to be on the root. So this is D, just like that's D, right? So that 1 only works when you're down here on the D, like. So if we're grooving in 1 again, that's the 1, 2, or that's the 1, 2. Yeah, Jordan. To the 4. Or. Ooh, that's that 4. Since it's G, you can go. That's one of Jonathan Dubow's signature ideas. And not that he made it up, but that he always looks for that open. He looked for that long ring. This is cool. Or. That's cool, but when you go. Because it's G. The 4 is G. Or you can go. And that's 2 strings. Did you all hear me? That's 2 strings. It's literally, I'm on string 3 and string 1 in the same fret, and I'm kind of muting with the meat of my fingers string 2. And then that's part of the major triad. Woo. This is getting good to me. All right? So, God is a good God. Oh. Oh. That's such an easy way to go through it. Or we can do it the 4 here instead of here. Or what's up, CJ? Right now, I teach a song that's like a quartet song. I'll look for this comment later, Martin, and see if I can send it to you. Okay, see if I can send it to you. So not only can you play this, or this one, and please forgive me if I'm going too fast. Please say slow down. This was the one, we established that. This is the one in D. This is the one. That's a regular D chord. We're playing it for church, so it's a minor 9, a 6/9. This is a 7 flat 5. That could be used. It's a 7 sharp 9. That's a 1. These are all the ones, right? Watch. I lost my train of thought going over all these ones. Hold on. Oh, so CJ, the only way to be consistent with rhythm is with a metronome. Do you know how when you have to catch a flight on time, you have to be at the airport to go to security and all that other stuff, so you set your clock extra early so you can be on time? A metronome is like setting your clock. If your metronome is clicking at if a metronome is doing that, then it makes you have to be on time. The only way, even if you're doing scales, the only way to secure rhythm and speed is by metronome. And what I would also add is take it slow. Slow is steady and steady is fast. If you watch any of my videos, you know that for sure right now. Engrave that, etch that into your brain and your spirit. Slow is steady and steady is fast. If you can't do it slow, to somebody that was fast. If you can't do it slow, you'll never do it fast. And sometimes I put the tick on. Sometimes I put a metronome on to see how fast I can go. So the only way to do it, put on a metronome. So I'm reading a book called Your Next 5 Moves. And Pat, the author of this book, he talks about studying the data. And the only way to know how far you've come is to have a measurable system. This is good stuff. I'm serious, and y'all getting it for free. The only way to know how far you've come is to have some type of measuring stick. The only measuring stick you have as a guitar player is a metronome. Okay? You have to have on a metronome so you can see how much you learn, how far you've come, especially when it comes to fluidity. If you want to learn how to go from one chord to the next, a metronome. So you can hit that, and then you take it up. The only way to know is by setting something so you can determine how fast you can go and what you need to work on so you will be better. Somebody wants to come on my live. They said, can they come on? Let's see. Thomas, are you gonna come on? What's up, Phil? Philip, how are you? What's up, everybody? I'm answering questions, all things guitar. If I have the answer, if I don't, maybe somebody here is smarter than me. They can do it. That's what I was getting ready to do. So, looks like Phil not ready. Thomas ain't ready. So watch. Just because it's a really good groove and everybody's playing this chord doesn't mean you have to play that chord. You can find some groove. I call this segment what to play or when to play. You can do it's like they're grooving. Or oh, I would do this. Ooh. I might just stay there. The whole groove. And ride that. Sometimes you don't have to play a whole bunch of stuff. You could just, every once in a while, okay? I mean, you can be creative when you know kind of like where you're going and what you're trying to do. Let me say this too. I've had my guitar literally in my hand. My family gets sick of it. You guys are blessed right now. My family gets sick of me playing my guitar. Yes. If you ask how much money I make though playing the guitar, my family feel a whole lot better. But that's another story. My guitar's in my hand 5 to 6 hours a day. Every day. 5 or 6 hours. When I first started playing, have I gotten a little bit better? You got a whole lot better. No, not playing. I'm talking about time-wise. Is it still in my hand that much? It's still in your hand a lot. It's a lot, but it's not 5 or 6 hours. When I first started playing, I've only been playing like 2.5, 3 years. I was playing my guitar. I didn't do 20-minute practices, and I didn't see my guitar for a week. My guitar was in my hand. This is TMI. If I was using a bathroom, my guitar was in my hand. I'm a pause for effect. If I was watching TV and there music on commercials, and I don't mean I was just holding it. I was picking through what they were playing. I was picking through what they were playing 5 or 6 hours a day. I know I'll never be the best guitar player. I'm going to be considered one of the best. That's my goal. I'm going to be considered that before I die, they're going to consider me one of the best guitar players in the world. But I practice every day to where my fingers were almost bleeding. The tips of my fingers were hurting. If you're serious, Floyd, welcome back. I did what I call a guitar assessment. If you haven't looked up my guitar assessment, you need to look up my guitar assessment. What do you want to play guitar for? If it's just a hobby, if you want to get in there and jam with the band, are you dedicated? Are you willing to invest? These are questions. It's like 15 questions. These are questions you need to ask yourself because I had to take on a tutor and invest in me becoming better. Because if you're serious, it's not spending money on a guitar, it's investing in your craft. I don't care what you do, bake cookies, cut hair, you want the best scissors or clippers. You know, you want to use the correct flour. You want the best baking utensils. When it came to guitar, And I have 11 maybe. I have 11 guitars maybe. I have 11 guitars, and they're all investments. I play jazz, I play R&B sometimes, I play gospel most of the time. Hear me very well. It's an investment. It's not a cost. When you talk to people who say they play guitar and they say, yeah, well, I bought this guitar and, it's what it costs. They're telling you they don't understand. The only reason why I have a Billboard award is because I was willing to pay the price. And I don't mean to be good. I was willing to pay the price to know my keys, to learn my scales, to invest in myself. When I got a jazz gig, I needed a hollow body guitar. If you're playing in church, I went over this in a couple of videos. I'll hit this and we'll go back to playing. There are 3 pedals you need. You need a wah pedal for effect. The spirit don't move if you don't every once in a while use your wah pedal. Like Jonathan DuBose and be like. The wah pedal for effect. If you're in church and you don't every once in a while hit your wah pedal and do something real fleshy, you ain't playing guitar. That's the first pedal you need. The second pedal you need is some type of overdrive pedal because you cannot just play chords all day. That gets boring. But if you're playing, I'm chasing after you, no matter what you have to do, that's boring if you don't have no overdrive. You hear what I said? That's boring if you don't have any overdrive. And then you need some type of delay. Even if you don't have reverb, a delay will give you, ooh, I hope my computer's up. I hope this is still open. Please be open. Bingo. Delay and chorus. That brings the heavens. So that's God is able to do just what he said he would do. There's that one. Oh, that's what it is. Or 3 pedals. You need a wah pedal. You need an overdrive. Hold on just a second. Ooh, here it is. Because what happens when they come to a song like We Offer Praise? Sorry, hold on. If they do We Offer Praise. And they ask you to play, what are you going to play? How you going to express yourself and you don't got something that can hold? Won't hold that chord for you. Won't hold that note. I'm off my soapbox. What's up, Murphy? What's up, man? Y'all are in here. Y'all are in here because we're talking about. So I'm a pastor from birth. It prophesied I've been preaching everything. But if you talk about ministering and setting an atmosphere, so when I was 15 years old, I grew up playing the organ, and I know I heard God say very clearly, you have control over this atmosphere, not over the church service, not over the pastor's agenda. but I had control over the atmosphere. And people, I could build an atmosphere where people would shout and praise. I could build an atmosphere where people would worship and cry. But same thing with the guitar. If you don't understand how much control you have of that atmosphere, where you can make them worshipful, you can be real fleshy if you want to. If you like to do flash and be fleshy, cool, no problem. You may not be the guy for the gig. You may not be the girl for the gig. But if you want to hone in to the atmosphere and what's being said, you have certain tools. Just like you wouldn't trust a preacher without a Bible. You wouldn't trust a preacher without a Bible. So I see you the first time and all you got is your guitar and your amp, cool. If in a year, all you have is your guitar and your amp, you're telling me you're not serious enough to be able to put yourself in the position to be able to shift the atmosphere and to not be afraid of falling into that zone to where it's on you. I know a guy, he plays with Eddie James. When they quiet the stage and people are on their knees, you couldn't beat this dude at clicking his overdrive and getting that delay and him talking to the audience. You couldn't beat him at doing it. And as long as he feel what he feel and what he hear, they stay in that worship mode. All right? I'm done. I'm done preaching. That's a spring reverb. So 3 pedals. A wah pedal, just for effect, an overdrive, and some type of delay. You guys ain't asking me no questions. What's up, man? Man, I get people every day now. And I thank God for it. Every day, somebody says a video you put out almost a year ago is really helping me. Like I sit down with people all the time and they go, I can't teach you anything. Or you got it. And I decided I didn't care how good I was. I didn't care how slow I was progressing. I was going to start filming so people could learn along with me. As long as I know it, you guys know it. Phaser's the same thing, Philip. Any effect pedal. Now my effect pedal is expensive. I mean, it's big now. I got 7 or 8 pedals, tremolo, and stuff like that. All that is good. All that is just extra pieces to the arsenal. They're bullets for the gun. Okay, they're just extra pieces to use. So I don't care what you use. Octaves, Octavias, or I don't know what they call it, Octavias, or I don't know what they call all octave pedals. Anything you can put on your board that you could use that doesn't take away from the essence of how you're adding, then it's cool. I don't have any books yet. I don't have any books yet. None at all. Oh man. So here's my testimony. Here's my testimony. 20 years ago, I saw Prince. We were mixing an album. I used to be in a group a long time ago, and we were mixing an album in Sunnyvale or something, California. Prince was in concert in San Jose, and we had just so happened to venture and go driving. The mixing was boring or whatever the case may be, and I'll answer that in a second. Um, and we saw people standing in line, and every fourth T-shirt was a Prince T-shirt, and I was like, I have $40 to my name. I said, if Prince is in concert, I'm spending my last $40. I had a spiritual awakening. I don't mean into the Prince's Purple Rainish type of thing. I watched a person so sold in on what he had become, the connection it made with his guitar and what he wanted to say. 20 years ago, it made me want to play. Everybody went for, during intercession, they went to get their beer and their popcorn, their hot dogs, and Carlos Santana just so happened to be in town with Prince. They played for an hour and a half, and I sat at the foot of the stage, and I watched 2 guys who had connected with their instruments. And if you talk to Santana, it's in a spiritual type of way. And they played for an hour and a half, and I said, for sure, I want to play guitar. Not that any other instrument couldn't do the same, couldn't have the same effect. I was like, man, that dude in that guitar, Prince is one, to me, Prince is one of the greatest guitarists to ever live. My favorite, I know John Blackwell. I think I met him before. Oh, John, that's good. So if we're still in D. So down. So let me turn this down some. Oh, I turn this down. That's very good to me. I might do a tutorial on that one song because it's just like, bless that wonderful name of Jesus. For bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. No other name I know. It's kind of like the same thing. Great question. Prince changed my life. I'm telling you, his guitar playing changed my. I did a video, Martin. I did a video called Old School Church Gospel Guitar Essentials. You can find it on. You can find it probably on my website. You can. Shucks. Oh, you might can find a link in my announcements page. I cover about 21 old school gospel songs. That's probably one of them in there. That's probably one of them in there. Absolutely. That's so. That's the 7-3, 7-3. So this is real churchy. You can do it like that, like God's been good to me. God's. Oh. All in D. That's in D. I even cover that in the old school gospel stuff. So I think that, same way. But you have to be careful when it comes to quartet stuff because some guys, so if you watch Camps and Spirituals, they got two guitar players now. One guy's name is Rod Jones, I think, and the other one is Antoine somebody. I cannot remember his name. Antoine, if you ever see this video, don't be mad at me. Rod Jones and Antoine, they're splitting the guitar parts. And one guy will be going while the other one is playing. So you have to be careful. When you listen to quartet stuff, understand this principle. If you ever listen to any guitars in music, most of the time they are multi-tracking. So if you're learning and trying to get different parts, don't bang yourself over the head because you can't get it. A lot of times they'll be and doing 2 or 3 parts at one time, and you're going, I can't get my hand over here that quick. That's because on one track there and on another track there. doing other parts. So don't jack yourself up like that. Especially Canton Spirituals, especially when Spanky was playing. Jesus have mercy on my soul, man. Spanky Alford was one of the best guitar players in gospel music ever. And here's the problem: the older you go, the better the guitar players were. Who was it? The Dixie Hummingbirds. They used a drum machine back when drum machines kind of weren't even a thing, and one guitar player. Woo! I can't play none of the stuff that yet. I can't play none of the stuff yet. Dixie Hummingbirds, they would kill this one dude playing the guitar and singing. Kill every time. Spanky, man. I cried so bad when he died. And there's so many guys who have taken on where Spanky left off. Jubu is another incredible. But then guys like Chris Payton, who's only in his 30s, he lives in LA. He's incredible. Jabari Johnson, who lives in Houston, Texas. He's, when it comes to church music, if you listen to Ricky Diller, it's more than likely Jabari Johnson. Okay. If you listen to people like, I do some tutorials for a guy named Jarrell Smalls and Co. Jabari, it's a guy named Irving Big Williams. Irving, Ervin. Irving has, the Chaz is incredible. The Chaz is bad. The Chaz is bad. And here's the trip. A lot of them, I think, are really kind of like Chase and Jubu. There's a guy who came out of LA from right under Jubu. His name is Errol Cooney. He plays on TV. He plays for Adam Blackstone. Errol Cooney is one of the coldest guitar players out. Travis Calvin is very good. Travis Calvin is very good. And I think he's kind of along the lines of me. We're very practical, where we kind of break stuff down. I'm not Jubu, but I can listen to his stuff long enough to kind of break it down. Oh, Rod Jones is a force, and he's smooth. Here's what I would say. I've been talking on this thing for a while, and I've never seen numbers like this before or engagement like this, so hopefully y'all will come back. We have to be careful as people of color, as Black people, that we learn what we are doing more than just feeling it. You can't translate feeling. You can always transfer knowledge. You cannot transfer feeling, because people have the right to feel it their way. Ergo, what's his name? I was just read a book about him. Roxy Roker's son was, oh, I can't remember his name. People have the right to feel music their way. That's why we're not all the same. That's why Jimi Hendrix had his own sound. That's why Prince has his own sound. Eric Clapton, love his playing, but he has his own sound. One of the best blues players in the world, B.B. King, only really used 5 notes. Hear me? You can always transfer knowledge. You can always tell people it's a triad. You can always tell people it's an A minor 11. But you can't make people sweet. You can't make people sweet. You can't force them to play it sweet. You can tell them tone is in their hands. How many of you guitar players have heard, well, from a seasoned musician, while you're asking about pedals, they would say stuff like, oh, tone is in your hand. You don't learn that until all you've been forced to play with is your amp and your guitar. And then you realize, I can make sound with just my hand if I practice good enough. So the difference between the Mini Wah and the Crybaby, at least I think, Floyd, is the Mini Wah, you can take the bottom off and you can adjust the timbre of the envelope on the wah. So what happens is, I think on the big wah, it gets really tweaky at the top, right? So you tend to play it from the bottom to like the middle. With the Mini Wah, you can adjust it and put it in the middle where even all the way open, you still only get that mid envelope instead of that whack, whack, whack. And it gets kind of like scratchy and it just don't sound right. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all got me up here like preaching. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do some playing. If you missed the 6/9 chords and the variations of the ones, just go back up when we get through and watch it, okay? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm getting ready to pick up the Helix Stomp. Now I got a massive effects pedal board, but the Helix Stomp has every pedal you want in it in one pedal board, and you don't have to. So I have a Line 6 Bogner. It's probably worth a couple $1,000 sitting in the garage because it's an amp and a head. I can't travel with that big old thing all the time because it has a floorboard included. So I'm getting something smaller so I can take that plug straight into the system and use their inner ear monitors to play. Um, if you're asking what's Vesipool, I don't know what that is. Is that a certain brand of guitar? Or is that a genre of music? So go to Zounds, ZZOUNDS.com and make the payments. You can get one. The Stomp is $5.99. You can buy one used for like $4 or something. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, bro. Martin, don't play around. I got limited space. Now my lessons in 2021 are $139 a month. That's about 30 something dollars, $40 a lesson a week. I promise you. Yeah, I like that over the go. I was gonna get a Kemper, except for it's too big. Nobody want to travel with that. Because I like modeling and I like kind of being in control. So I want to set it up kind of myself. So I've just gotten used to that. Everybody has their pick. I know a guy that somebody just made a new one that just came out that's supposed to rival the Helix. But the Helix is incredible. They did some great work with the Helix. Great work with the Helix. You just mentioned a name. Alton Hollis is another guy I watch. Another guy, like, gosh. Didn't he play? What group does he play for? Didn't he play with the Spirituals? Thomas, email me. My email is in the link or it was up there. Somebody help me. TheeChurchGuitarist@gmail.com. Let's make it happen. I got limited space. Limited space Tuesdays and Thursdays because I teach class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in high school. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll start as early as 9 in the morning. I don't care. If you want, Lee Williams, I seen him on stage before. Alton Hollis, and he plays with another guy. Oh, he plays with Irvin. Irvin Big Man. Him and Alton kind of play sometimes together for Lee Williams. Um, yeah, yeah. Because to be honest, not one good guitar player can like hold, especially in quartet music because it's so guitar driven, can hold it down. Okay, so they complement each other. Because one plays down here while another plays up here. Same chord, but they complement each other. Thomas, I'm serious. Let's make it happen. Email me so we can set it up. So we can set it up. All right. Anybody who wants private sessions, I don't want to waste your time. The way I approach lessons is I start with where you are most comfortable. If you learn by playing songs, then send me a list of songs that you do so we can practice them, so we can learn them together. I'll send you videos of our lesson, or at least the bulk of what we're doing, and then PDFs of all the chords that we use. Or if you're starting at the beginning, let's start out with your scales, getting you to learn the scale degrees, and then teaching you some runs off that, some chords associated with those scales. I'm so I'm trying to help as many wannabe guitar players as I can. I'm not the best guitar player, but I promise you, nobody's going to outwork me. Did you hear what I said? Nobody in the band is going to outwork me. I'm going to know my parts. I'm going to be able to play my parts. I had to slow down and really learn the guitar. I don't have it down yet. I think we're all learning. Somebody asked, like Steve Vai, you know, when did you master the guitar? And he said, I didn't master it. Or Stevie Ray Vaughan. And he said, all of us are still learning. Yeah, I prefer the stomp over the go. Definitely. I prefer the stomp over the go. But it could be great for you. And I play out of a Blackstar cabinet. So right now I'm using this is my baby. I'm using a Quilter 202 overdrive. A Quilter 202 overdrive and playing out of a Blackstar 10-inch in its own cabinet. It's light, but the overdrive is 200 watts. And I play it sometimes at 45, sometimes at 50. It does the job. It does not break up on me. That Quilter, they did a great job when it comes to making amp heads. Great job. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Quilter website, I'm one of the artists on their website as well. What's up, Marvin? Anybody got any questions before I get off? I've been on here too long, and y'all are probably bored with anything I'm talking about. I played mostly gospel music, but you know, whatever. The Lord has blessed me to play on some albums. Y'all see, I got a Billboard Award because I played on that compilation. That was, a friend of mine says, connection is the best currency. And it was who I was connected to. It was who I connected to. He asked me one day to come to his house and record some guitar stuff. I came to his house, I recorded some guitar stuff, and less than 6 months later, I had a Billboard Award. I don't know Heavenly Choir. I don't know Heavenly. Is that Canton Spirituals? I don't know it. I use Ernie balls, but I'm sure this is an Ernie ball. But I'm sure, I'm positive, you can get some good cables from almost anywhere. Thanks, Philip, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So I'm gonna go and listen to Heavenly Choir. I've heard it. I just don't know. I've never played it before. I never played it before. But somebody was somebody trying to explain what vesipool was? Does anybody know what vesipool is? I don't know what that is. Vesipool. Is that playing open chords? I got so many other things I'm filming, but I'll try to fit it in. If you really want some like that old school stuff, so I'll put that on the list with the songs that I do to teach me that song. So I'll film it. So you can get it. I have one guitar that's literally detuned to E flat, so I can get more chords. Absolutely. Oh, you can do that up here. Open. Or that's A. all open chords. All open chords. Yes, he did. Oh, love it. Love it. Thank you. It took some, that's DOA, Derek Allen. If y'all don't know him, one of the best guitar players for me. Woo! Besides me wanting to meet Prince, he wrote I Need You Now by Smoking North on a few other songs. Bunch of #1 hits. He taught me how to play Vesipool. Woo! I love that move, that transition. That's quartet stuff all day. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Minor 11. That's an A flat minor 11. Right, with that open. Woo. That's a great chord progression right here. So let's move up a key. That's Jubu. Jubu all day. Or it's all the same thing. Or yeah, you can do that. Same thing. Same shape and just move it up and down the neck. Hey, I gotta go. I've been on here too long. Set short notifications. I want to start doing this more often and talking with you guys and conversing with you guys. Next time I'll just put a post out and say, in an hour, we're going on, or maybe Friday night, say Saturday, meet me at such and such a time or whatever. I gotta go. Thank you for your input. If you want lessons, up at the top, you'll see how to email me. The space is limited, but I want to help as many people as I can. Thank you guys for joining in with me today. I'm going to save this so you can go back and view it. All right? Talk to you soon. Until I see you again, stay tuned up. Please. Peace.